If you had a girlfriend or a boyfriend that spoke to you the way you speak to yourself, how long would you stay with them? Your brain is like a supercomputer, right? And it's highly, highly, highly sophisticated. And your self-talk is the program that it runs. And if I ask you, where do we get these subconscious programs that we believe about ourselves? Where do we get them? Most of them, though, come from our early childhood, right? And that makes evolutionary sense. Because think about this, when we are born, we have no concept and we are highly vulnerable. And when we're born and we have to learn every single thing immediately. Hey, don't put your hand in the fire, don't drink water from the sink, don't cross the street. But there's a bug in the system. Because when that happens, there's another thing happens because you are absorbing 100% of the information. So it's not just don't put your hand in the fire, it's also, hey, you're fat, hey, you're stupid, hey, you shouldn't be allowed to talk, hey, your brother is better than you, hey, all of those things. And those beliefs are also formed, and those are the unique cracks that we come here at this summit with. How do you identify where did I write the wrong code in my program so I can reprogram it? The way to identify it is by identifying the repeated struggles in your life. What that means is, every time you think of like, no matter what I do, there's still a problem. Even if I do every single thing right, things don't go according to plan. Every time that happens, there's a bad subconscious program behind it. So the first question that I would ask you to ask yourself is that, what do you think your repeated struggles are? Is it, in my case, the example that I just gave, it was in the context of insecurity in terms of self-esteem, self-love. Is it in your emotional well-being? Is it in your health? Second is negative impact, right? We identified the repeated struggles in our life. And I mentioned like my negative impact. I think I just gave you the example, the previous example, my negative impact of my, whatever the program is. I see the struggles. What is the negative impact in my life? What could I not do? I could, with that insecurity, I could not grow in my career. With that insecurity, I could not have a relationship, the kind of relationship that I have, thankfully, with Celia. I could not build a teaching career, the kind of teaching career I have. But right now, what I want you to do is identify and get clear. Write that down, okay? Determine the cost. What is the cost that you are paying of having the program? Whatever that is, we may have identified, may not have identified. Whatever the program is, what is the cost of you having that program? Now it's time to identify what is the source or what's the root of the program. Write down 1 to 2 experiences where you think you formed this belief about yourself, right? Where you created this self-image. That may be causing the struggle, could be from childhood or emotional experience. What is the root of this program? We need to acknowledge the positive impact of this bad programming, because there's duality in everything. And when I say that, yeah, I was growing up a bit insecure, I was feeling compared, yes, that was a really big struggle, but that also allowed me to develop a great sense of humor, because that was my defense mechanism. The another positive impact is I'm a learning freak and I know it. And the place where that came from was this sense of inadequacy. And now I have this amazing ability to actually take learning anything and actually implement it. The need comes from the same place, from the same source. This is the positive impact of the same experiences that I had in my own programming. So what I want you to do is identify what is the positive impact of your repeated struggle. What did that make you do? What is the positive thing that you're grateful for? We want to identify these two, and then the process is to detach the source from the positive impact. Once you understand the difference between negative programming, the negative impact, and then you understand the positive impact, it becomes easier to let go. Some people have carried this burden for a very, very long time. Often, there's so many people that we meet that they go through their entire life without ever questioning their subconscious programs. So what we want to do right now is to let go of that burden consciously. So in this moment, I would ask you to take a deep breath, and on your exhale, you close your eyes. Take another deep breath and now exhale very, very slowly from your mouth. And I want you to go back to the experience or identify the situation that caused this negative programming. Feel where you are. Who's around you? Are you inside? Are you outside? Now, imagine the person or the situation right in front of you. Remember the struggles that it has caused in your life. And where is that feeling? Where do you feel that in your body? In your body. And you share that in front of the person. You read out the charges, the pain it caused, the struggles you went through. Now stop and try to see the same situation from the other person's perspective. Now take a moment to feel grateful for the positive impact that it has had in your life. How did you grow? And when you're ready, take a deep breath and forgive and let go. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.